Evaluation question 4. How did you use new media technologies in the construction and research, planning and evaluation stages? Research and planning. In order to record our research and planning, we created a blog on Blogger specific for the journey through our coursework. Blogging is an online portfolio which is easy to update and adapt, as well as being easy to contain different media, from video to photograph, podcasts and text. This varied format of presenting work has been part of my success in collecting research and non-restrictive of my planning. An important aspect to this project was the influence of media around us, the common codes and conventions of music video, the music industry, the way that digital technology is changing in the media. In order to keep up to date with everything going on, the internet is a brilliant source. The ease of checking on the latest music headlines, as well as information from our chosen band, Gorillaz, the online newspapers and magazines have been key in our research and planning. For example, The Guardian, which has what seems a never-ending resource of information, as well as external sources providing information about the music industry and Gorillaz. They also have various online websites of their own, with the official site which keeps fans up to date with the new music videos, releases, tour dates, and the Gorillaz themed games and virtual world that they've created on an online world in which fans can access and interact with the band. There is also the Gorillaz subdivision, a special membership feed, Gorillaz Fan Club. This allows fans to access the exclusive Gorillaz gift upon subscription, 25% discount on their web store, as well as a free download of their latest album exclusively months before the public release. There are also YouTube channels, Facebook page, Twitter, MySpace, and all creating an online community for their fans to talk about their favourite songs and interests in the band. Along with online technologies, we have done our own research involving people we know as target audience, creating vodcasts on questions to find out more about our target audience and their knowledge on the song and band. To get around the issue of not being able to access YouTube on the school server, Vimeo is an alternative allowing uploading videos and being able to embed them into the blog. Although it doesn't have such a wide audience and video response tools, two things that we have used on YouTube, it does create a substitute whilst at school. Construction and exhibition. The HD camera. The quality of the HD is significantly better than the mini DV cameras that we used last year.
It's the music that we choose. 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 It's the music that.
However, it isn't much different to use, which made it an easy transition from the different technologies. The manual settings are similar, with manual focus, white balance, but it also has extras such as aperture and shutter speed, which are useful when the scene is too light or too dark, and by changing the amount of light let into the camera and adapts the brightness and darkness of the footage. The HD camera also uses a SD memory card instead of the tapes. This allows easier uploading as well as better quality with the HD camera. A SnorriCam and the fisheye lens are two new pieces of equipment that we used within creating this music video. The SnorriCam was particularly useful in creating shot variation as well as an interesting point of view, with the same framing of the protagonist and the background moving as he moves. The fisheye lens was inspired by existing media tech such as music videos, television and films, which in a fisheye lens is used to create a distorted effect, which can signify, as it does in ours, an intoxicated view of the scene. Final Cut. This year, instead of using iMovie to edit our production, we have used Final Cut. This is a more advanced editing software, giving more control over editing, more special effects, and the availability to layer various numbers of footage. Some editing techniques that we have used are layering a sequence using an opacity around 50% so that there is a faded image on top of another. Transitions such as additive and non-additive dissolve, where the colouring between two clips dissolves into another image, creating a nice dissolve effect. The lens flare has been effective in our rave scenes to add an interesting effect to the scenes and create a transition between normal and fisheye footage. Trails on the skateboarding scenes gives a motion blur / slow motion effect which has been an interesting more than plain footage. Issues of Final Cut came through right at the very beginning, when I only had about 2 hours practice at the Bradford Media Festival back in October, so I had to teach myself how to use, which was a matter of trial and error, which considering the short time that we had to edit meant a lot of time was put into our editing process. For the Digipack, which I created, I drew out the front cover design by hand, scanned it into the computer and edited on a program called Serif Draw X4. This program is equipped with the perfect tools to create a graphic image and allowed us to have a creative Digipack. When putting onto a template, I mix between Serif and Photoshop. Some of the tools in Photoshop are a little simpler, and overall I think our new technologies explored in creating the Digipack have been successful. Emma made the magazine advert and drew the DJ design, scanned in and edited on Photoshop. Although Emma was not new to Photoshop, we hadn't created an advert for an album in Photoshop before, so the tools and techniques that we used in designing the magazine advert and Digipack were slightly different to the skills that we previously had. For exhibition, we use social networks such as Facebook, have been useful for getting some response from our target audience age range, and uploading and exhibiting on YouTube can gain valuable access into the fan base that watch the Gorillaz music videos online. Creating my evaluation, I have produced vodcasts to answer each question. Essentially, the vodcasts have been of me speaking, but I have included other videos of my own productions or of existing media text, photographs, text, annotations, and links via a YouTube annotation tool to make my vodcast more interesting and multimedia. The benefit of a vodcast can be that it's more interactive with the viewer than a blog post with images and links, as whilst they hear me talk about a topic, I can visually show them through the vodcast, which makes it easier to understand. This year I've edited my vodcast in Final Cut, as opposed to iMovie, which I used last year. This is easier in terms of overlaying images and not having to extract audio and delete bits of video.